Hi, this is Deepak Gupta. I'm at the farm today and I'm trying to recreate Orange Glazed Sticky Ribs inspired by Jamie Oliver, but with a twist that I've incorporated in the dish. We've also, for the sake of this video today, converted our little stable into our makeshift kitchen and barbecue areas. Why don't we get started? We have this piece of ribs here, which I'm very excited about. We will use this to season with some spices that I have here. And we'll start with cayenne pepper. Be liberal with it, because if you see, it has substantial meat on it. So when it's cooked and it's juicy and it's melting and it's all getting off the bone, you need some spice to go in. Some salt. I've used the Himalayan pink salt, which has a different earthiness to it. Some pepper for the fire and the oomph in the ribs. Douse it with roasted cumin powder, really liberally. And I think that does the trick for me. And then, of course, a lot of olive oil. And we will use our hands to rub on both sides of the ribs. Not a very difficult recipe, but it is outstanding. The result, 3 hours into the oven, and use the same on the other side. And once this is settled in the oven for about 3 hours, it's really, really beautiful. And we will show that to you later. I'm putting this into the dish where I will bake. Now, to give it some moisture, we will take oranges and cut it into half, squeeze some over it, and put it in the oven with this to roast. When this is done, it's beautifully caramelized and juicy, and I'll tell you what we'll do with it later on. But it really does the trick when we make the glaze for the bake in the end. So 1.5 oranges for a rack this size. We'll put some onions. No need to cut them, just because we're gonna glaze it and cook it later on for that beautiful basting that we will do. And then garlic. Nothing like garlic. So take the whole garlic, no need to peel it, no need to chop it, just the whole garlic as itself. Once it's done, you'll see how beautiful it will come out. It'll ooze out of this place and the shell, and it is just divine at that point of time. I'll use some red chili flakes because we are in India and we love the fire and the spice. And I'll also use some garlic powder and just sprinkle it here on the orange, onion. And what I'll do now is I'll top it up with some fresh rosemary. I'm particularly proud of this. We have them growing at the farm, and it's a whole different experience, you know. Go pluck the mint, pluck the rosemary, and this is just outstanding. This is what makes the difference. Olive oil. Now what we'll do is we'll seal this with a silver foil on all the sides. So with the marination done, I'm going to stick it in the oven, and here goes the goodies for a good 3 hours. We'll come back later for finishing this. See you then. This has been in the oven now for 3 hours, and I'm about to open, and voila, this is what we have in. Absolutely divine. Garlic is all gooey, the orange is caramelized, and the ribs is really tender. We will take this out now, and if you see this dish here now, it has the oranges, it's got the garlic, This is how it comes out. Beautiful. Each garlic comes out like that, and it's an outstanding feeling. Grilled, smoked. What we'll now do is take this on a frying pan and reduce this to make that good sticky glaze. That's going to take this juicy rib to a whole different level. We put the ribs here and we put everything else on this pan here where we are reducing the glaze. The onion, garlic, rosemary, the spices and olive oil have now created a wonderful orange reduction here, which is very, very flavorful. We'll use this to baste the meat. No. Here's the meat, goes on the fire. This is another lovely trick. Use the rosemary as a brush. Brings out the flavor, the hot sauce, brings out the flavor of the rosemary on the meat. I can smell the rosemary, it's outstanding. And look at that meat sizzle. A liberal dash. The sauce that has cooked for 3 hours and then reduced is going to make this dish so exciting. I am already ready to bite into it. Oh. Okay, we are done now. We're going to transfer this to the plate here. Squeeze some of the already caramelized roasted orange juice on it. Put some of these here for color and some of the orange sprigs here with the rosemary. And our ribs are ready. We're gonna have a party tonight. Hope you liked it. Bon appetit!